Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. Today we're going to tie another fly from William Bayard's Sturgis, and this is a streamer, and this is the Thor. Very simple fly. It'd be a nice streamer. I'm going to tie this on this is a size 12 small streamer hook. I'm going to use, I have dark brown thread here. I'm running out of black, so I'm just going to go with the dark brown. Put a base of thread on the hook. And William Sturgis, if you haven't seen any of the videos that I did from his book, this is a very old book. And his father was actually a veteran of the Civil War. So you know these patterns were around a long time, so they must work. We're going to start out with the tail. For the tail, we're going to use orange Hackle fibers, and we're just going to grab a clump of them. Got it there. Pull them all together. And a lot of times you'll even bend that shaft or that stem, and we got them nice and straight on the end. We're going to make this maybe half the length of the hook shank, and luckily I don't have to trim any because it's not too long. I'm just going to give this a couple of quick wraps up there and bring that thread back. Now for the body, he wants Scarlet Chenille, but this is a very small hook, so I'm going to go ahead and use, this is Scarlet mending yarn, really thin. I'm going to go ahead and tie this in. And bring that thread up to the front. Go ahead and wrap this. If I was using chenille on this, it would take up that whole gap. Even if I use some micro chenille, it still would take up too much. So this yarn, this mending yarn, is perfect for this, and also more consistent with the time period when this book was written. They didn't have all of our modern materials. So we'll go ahead and tie that in, and go ahead and trim that off. Now for the throat, we're going to put a brown Hackle in there. When they refer to brown, they basically mean coachman brown or ginger. And I just happen to have this small furnace Hackle laying around, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to go ahead and prepare it, stand them up, and cut them this way. By cutting them, you leave those little barbs on there. So we're going to take that Hackle, we're going to tie that Hackle in, and I'm going to put my Hackle pliers on. This is a smaller Hackle. Then we can run our fingers down it, and this will get most of the Hackle to one side, or all the Hackle on one side. Yeah, that looks like it'll be about right. We're going to go ahead and tie that in. Going to pull those strays back. There we go. Go ahead and trim off that hackle. Now, because we want this for a throat hackle, you know, we don't want hackle sticking up top after we finish the wing. So I'm going to wet my fingers and I'm going to pull it all down to the bottom and just pinch it there for a few seconds. Let me get it more, divide that a little more evenly. I keep poking my finger. And I'm going to wrap back. I'm holding everything down. Just going to wrap back, and that'll just keep everything right there. The majority of it is on the bottom. And any loose ones up top, we'll just trim those off. Come on. There we go. Now for our tail, we're going to use white bucktail. Got a nice white one, or a nice one here. Not going to take much. You got a small, you have a small hook there, a small streamer. I've just, not much. I'm going to put this in my hair stacker. Put it in my tall hair stacker. And we're going to stack that. Then I lift the tube a little bit, tap it again, and you have all the hair sticking out further. I got one long one in there. I'll get that when I pull it out. And we're going to measure that and make that about the length to the tip of the tail. And I'm going to hold that. I'm going to cut this beforehand. And we place that right on there. I'm going to secure it a little better or tighter at the front than at the back. You know, sometimes the hair will flare on you, so don't go as hard on the back. And then we'll just clean this up and tie that head. Take our whip finish. And trim off that thread. Use the poke and snip cuticle trimmer. There we go. Pull those together. We're going to get a little bit of head cement on there. Clean the brush off pretty well. And here we have William Bayard Sturgis pattern, the Thor. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. If you do subscribe, please hit the notify option so that you don't miss any of my videos. Please visit my sponsors and let them know that I sent you. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. If you'd like to purchase any flies from me, go to etsy.com/shop/flymanjim. And if you don't see it there, just send me a message, tell me what you're looking for, and I'll get right back with you and we'll figure it out. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.